Oh, it's kind of cute to see the little one on screen too. We put her right there. She can survive right there. Oh, goodness. Okay. Hello, Temp. Oh, man. Here, I'm gonna... It's a great song, but I don't think it works, like, more than a couple of times. Okay. Okay. So, this stream is basically so I looked at how many members I have. I'm not gonna say how many I have, obviously. It's not something I feel like is important, but the purpose of these streams is just to it's one of the perks of being a member. If you're here, awesome. If not, thankfully you can watch the replay when it comes out. But this is kind of like a special thing. I want to play Lethal Company with some people. I know a lot of my fans want to come and do stuff with me. That's one of the reasons why I want to do this stream. Because, like, here's the thing. Warframe is, like, super duper simple, I feel, to do with people. But, like, playing other games is very different, I want to say. Because other games are, like, you need to be on a friends list, your Steam friends list and stuff. And so, this is one of those streams where if people want to do some more exclusive stuff, awesome. And if not, you know, I can just talk for an hour about life. That's what these streams can be. Sorry, I was making sure my TV was working. I was so my private I have a private account. Obviously, I'm not going to say what it is because it's tied to some private information. But it's one of the members I have. And the reason why... Oh, hold on. Oh, am I not even... Is it not even public? Hold on. Is it not even public? If it's not even public, hold on a moment. Visibility, members, super elite and higher. There we go. It is set up correctly. Good. Good, good, good. Making me worry there for a moment that it wasn't gonna work. Okay, this is like a nice song, but it is not really a synthwave song. And I like my synthwave. It's like my favorite. I have decided that is my favorite genre of music is synthwave. And so that is why I play the music I do. I mean, I feel like a lot of people play synthwave, but it's actually just my favorite. It's my favorite. Anyway, like I was saying, if you are watching this on the replay or you come in late, these member streams are for people that pay $4.99, I think it is, a month. And that it's for them, basically. It's very much appreciate. We appreciate all of the members. But this is like, so okay, so I actually want to show some behind the scenes. I want to show behind the scenes. I feel like it's important to do. Excuse me. I don't know if YouTube really wants me to show a lot of this, but I don't care. Oh, I might want to be careful with what I show, because it shows who is a member. Oh, how can I hide that? Because that might be personal information for people. Oh gosh. Sorry. This might be able to work. Oh, yeah. We can just do this. Well, I don't know. Actually, let's just look at the perks. The perks are more important in my personal opinion. Let me queue this up, I think. Let me see if I can. Because again, I don't want to reveal private information from other people. And, kind of some of my own. You know what? That'll work. We'll use this transparent image that I have made. I made a transparent image. It looks amazing because you can't see it. Alright, we'll hide that information. And... okay, cool. Again, I want to hide people's personal information. Because some people may not want you to know that they are members of me. I have no idea why, but yeah. So let me kind of explain how this works. Because we're logged into my account right now. So... the reason why it is only tier 2 is, a tier 1 was specific. I created tier 1 specifically and only for people that wanted to use emotes because, you know, on Twitch, you can use emotes if you pay, but you also get no ads. On this, there's no way for you not to get ads unless you use, you go the illegal route, which is a ad blocker. Or excuse me, I guess against toss, or you go the route of paying for premium, which I do. And so I felt like for 99 cents, the ability to use emotes was like pretty cool, which is why it's there. But the $4.99 one is kind of, that's kind of like the, not even tier 1, it's just kind of like the baby tier. I've debated changing the name so there's less confusion on it. But that's kind of just like the baby tier for people that... excuse me. That want to just use emotes. And that's fine. That's why I put it there. The super elite one... the reason why I added that one... I forgot. The little thing is still speaking. Here, I'm gonna move her. And she can speak while I am speaking as well. She's kind of like a gremlin interpreter. But the goal of the second one was really to offer all of the extra things that people offer on these kinds of streams. Things like early access to videos, or raw videos, which I did upload the raw version of today's video, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet, you should. A couple people have seen it already, which is awesome, but basically, the early access to raw footage or early access to videos, members only live streams, which is this, and bloopers, which is basically the raw footage. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking over at my mouth on the screen because I have tried a lot to fix the mouth movement, and I'm at a place where I'm a little bit more happy with it. Hello, Spino. I'm at a place where I'm happy with how the mouth moves. It could be better. It could be more smooth, and my mouth could not flail open wildly. Like, okay, here's the thing. My mouth kind of opens wide when I talk. Not like this. It opens like this. It's actually shaped like that. Otherwise, it just kind of looks wild. So, So I'm thinking about how I can tweak that. I wish I could show you guys how the process works, because the VTubing software is not on the computer that is also the gaming computer, and that's like half the reason why I bought the second computer, was because I wanted to divert some of the CPU usage to another computer. And that in its own right is kind of an interesting thing now, which we'll talk about here. By the way, if you're here for the game, we will. I would like to do some Lethal Company. I would like to at least have 1 or 2 other people to do it with. But if there's only 1 to 2 people that want to do it, like, we can get something to work. I am thinking about modded, but if we only have like 1 or 2 people, we're probably not going to do modded. We'll see. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, right. So yeah, the streams are split between 2 computers. And I can't show you the process, but the process to making it work is not easy. And I'm kind of regretting the change that I made. Because before, the mouth was like... Oh gosh, it froze there for a moment. Before the process... Here, I'm gonna calibrate that. That should help, hopefully. Here, I'm gonna adjust my screen a little bit as well. There we go. That should be a little bit more accurate here. Anyway. Yes, I do have 2 computers, and I want to talk about that a little bit, because it kind of goes into the adult talk that I'm going to have about what I want to do moving forward. This is something that I have been thinking about ever since the beginning of the year, and that talk is what I am going to do feasibly for a little while. So we're gonna have some story time now, some intimate story time that you only get if you if you only become a member. So thank you for becoming a member, because you are getting access to this awesome story time. Let's go back a few years to when I wanted to start doing VTubing, and back then the world had just started falling apart. COVID had happened, and everybody was forced inside, and I was of the mind that I really wanted to stream again. Like, I really, really wanted to. And I had some rough ideas for what I needed to do. But I needed to, like, assemble some things. First, I needed a computer that would work better, because all I had at the time was a laptop. And while a laptop is like a fine thing to have, it is something that you cannot just work with if you wanted to do what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do at the time, and what I still maintain wanting to do, is full 3D stuff. Like, I still want to do that. That is not something I've given up on. But it is something that I have been very... How do I want to say it? I've not, like, given up on it, but I'm, like, of the mind right now that I need to wait until I can afford it. Because at the end of the day, while this is a thing that I would like to turn into work, it is currently just passion that makes me a little bit of money, and I'm trying to make it professional. And I'd say I've done a decent job of making it professional. Anyway, up till that point, I hadn't really obtained any debt. Like, when the world started falling apart, I was debt-free. I did not go to college because, and I will still maintain, that regular college is a problem. There's a lot of problems that I have with it, so I never went. I almost did, but I decided not to. Beyond that, I I don't know, I was just clean. I didn't have anything on me. I had no reason to worry. And then the pandemic started. Right when I decided to buy a computer. Right after I bought my first 3D model, which was only like $100. And I lost my job. Kind of. I was... Well, actually, it wasn't even that I lost my job. No. Sorry, I am saying that wrong. I didn't lose my job. I had already taken up a new job because I was living in Arizona at the time. And Arizona was like half falling apart, half deciding if it wanted to get back to work. And because of the place I worked for, they still felt like the world was falling apart. And again, this is information that I don't tell it very much, not because like it's less because it's private, because I don't really care who knows this, but it's more how do you say it? It's more that people will disagree with me, I guess you could say. I have a heart problem. And it so far hasn't given me that many issues. However, because of that, I had a doctor who told me that he didn't want me to get the poke. He wanted me to stay without a mask on because he observed that having a mask on gave me complications with breathing. And he basically gave me a note that said, you are not allowed to have a mask on, and you are not allowed to have a poke. A doctor said that, alright? It's not like I made it up. A doctor actually said it. I still have the note in my safe that I kept with me. It won't work now because the world doesn't fall apart anymore, but like it is a note that I had. And my work said, we don't care. You're gonna have to stay on medical leave until you can do one or the other. I was like, okay. And so I was kind of out of work. I did Instacart for a while, which was okay. But like I had a period of time where I was just kind of like I was in a mood. I don't like to say depressed, because even though like I've had very harsh periods in my life, I do not think that I've really been quote-unquote depressed. I could be wrong about that. I'm not a doctor, but I don't feel like I've been depressed. Like, I've seen people that are depressed, and I've looked at myself and I'm like, that doesn't look like... I don't feel like I've had that, if you know what I mean. But I did have a period where I was just like, I felt like crap. Like, everything sucked, and everything did kind of suck. The world fell apart. Everybody wanted to be afraid of each other, and, you know, things just sucked. And during that time, I made some stupid choices with my money. I decided to rack up consumer credit card debt, which, I'll be honest with you, is not that bad. It was not that bad. And it's still, listen, it still isn't that bad. I just want to let you guys know right now, I am not asking for money. I want to make sure that that's put out there, so that you understand. I am not asking for money. I am telling a story so that I can get to, what choices I'm making right now. But like I racked up my credit cards, and but that was fine. That was fine. They weren't that bad. And then I moved to where I am now, because it was a new start. It was like 2022, basically. And the world was ready to stop being afraid for the most part. And 2020... Was it 22? Yeah, so it's 2022, where I basically was trying to rebuild myself. I had a nice car. And in July I had gotten a good job, and things were slowly working towards being better. And they were until December, when my car got totaled by an asshole who doesn't know how to drive in parking lots. I probably shouldn't be so harsh on the guy, because I'm not gonna be so harsh, but it really sucked because my car was totaled and I needed a new one. So yay. Thankfully, I had gotten a little bit of money to get a new car. And it did go to the new car, basically. I put it on my credit card and paid off the credit card, and then put some of the money onto the new car. So basically, you pay off if you pay off a credit. So here's an interesting fact: if you pay off a credit card, you don't get because your credit score is kind of determined based off of how good your borrowing power is and how responsible you are. If you pay off a card, your credit score shoots up a lot because you paid off, especially if you pay off a lot. But then if you put a big purchase on it, it can kind of stagnate, which is kind of what happened with me because I paid off a card and then I immediately went and put a down payment on a new car. Now I'm gonna it's kind of stupid to say, but I feel like it's important to say what happened, so you just to give more context. I bought a brand new car, which I should not have done. All right, I'm 1 year into a car that I should not have bought. All right, here's what I should have done. I should have gone to a dealership and said I need a used car, and gone from there. I should not have bought a new car. I did, and I do regret it. I regret it. But like I'm done regretting it, but like I'm just in the spot where it's like if I could go back, I would in a heartbeat. Because that wasn't something that I really should have done. Regardless, it happened, and I got a car, which is another debt of its own because you have to pay off the car, and it is expensive. I'm not gonna say how much it is because, you know, again, that doesn't matter. What matters is that being added on to the credit card stuff made things like feel a little scary, I guess you could say. And so that was the thing that happened. And while all of this is going on, there's a lot of things I'm trying to do to kind of invest in streaming. And you guys have kind of seen how it goes. You know, I buy a second computer. I buy another model. And I've done a lot of these things. Now, when it comes to the new graphics card, don't worry about that because part of that was already paid off from Christmas stuff, basically. But, like, I'm making these investments. I don't call them, like, wastes of money. I call... Whenever I do something for the business, or for the... And the streaming is the business. It's my sole proprietorship that I am in full control of. Whenever I do something for the business, it is an investment to me. And so, I've never felt bad about it because it's been an investment. And the worst case scenario is, if I lose money on it, hey, government, I lost money on this because I'm investing it on it, and it didn't work out. Now, you can only do that for so long, but I haven't done it for so long. It's really only been a year or two that I've been trying to work on this. And this year, 2024, was the year that I was trying to hype myself up for. Because I've got all these things that I want to get, all these upgrades, and I'm saying to myself, listen, it's investments, it's part of the business. I can say it's a tax write-off because it's part of making the business work. Because it is. All of it is. The new computer helps me to improve my work. The new model is also shiny. It helps out with the work. Any new upgrade I buy for these machines, basically, is part... I'm pointing to it as if you guys can see it, but you can't. But, like, all of it is an investment. So, like, regardless of whether or not I feel like it works, it was an investment, and I don't feel bad about it. The only thing that, like, that has been on my... so, all of that is kind of bringing up to today. I am not, like, worried about things going on. I am gonna let you guys know. I don't want people to stress out. I am not worried financially. I can like pay on things. My car is taken care of every single month. My credit cards are taken care of every single month. I am paying the minimum on everything right now, but that is all you are required to do. Am I still okay financially? Yes, I am still okay financially. That is not the concern. And that is not why I want to talk about this. The concern is less about if I can make the payments and more, is it still viable to continue doing this and putting money into this? Because again, I've been doing streaming for a while. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of how things are supposed to work. And I feel like I know what I'm supposed to do. Part of the problem is, at least for me, I don't feel like I can invest much more because it's gonna push more on me. It's just gonna push more more scary numbers on me. Scary. It's just gonna make things feel more constricted for me, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be an American that's held down by the banks forever. You know, there's things I would like to do with my life. You know, besides streaming, I would like to visit places. I would like to be financially fit enough to start a family and get a family going. You know, that's what I would like to do. I would like to do things outside of this, or just in conjunction with this, that I don't feel comfortable doing because I have to, one, pay down this car, and two, I've got cards that I need to pay back because of the investment that I made. So because of that, since January began, I have been doing not a full version of this, but I have been doing a form of what is called cost-benefit analysis. Basically, I am determining what I should be willing to put into this further, so that I can make sure that I am not wasting money. I will say again, I do believe in my viability to grow the product that I have. My streaming channel is, again, at least according to Pako and a couple other people I've talked to, my streaming channel is doing pretty good. If I maintain the direction on it, they believe that it will still maintain and grow. That is great. So that's not what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about stagnation or anything, especially with Warframe, because, like, Warframe is one of those games that's going to constantly have new things to do, and people are always constantly looking for information. And so, because of that, I'm not worried so much about that. I am more or less just worried about making sure that my investment starts to even out, because I don't want to continuously say I'm losing money on the business. I mean, it gets me money back from the IRS because you lost money on your investment, so we're going to give you back into... I don't really know how all that works, but my business... Basically, all I need to say is my business is at a loss right now. I'm trying to make it work. It's at a loss. And the government's like, okay, we will give you a pat on the back and hope that it does better next time, basically. But I don't want to keep doing that forever, basically. So, from, like, basically starting this month, or not even this month, starting next month, basically, the amount of money that I'm going to put into it is basically going to be as close to zero as possible. What that basically means is I'm, because I kind of count buying Steam games as part of this, because it's content for you guys. Anytime I buy something to stream, it is, in my opinion, considered a business expense, because it's for this. The IRS wanted to challenge me on that. I guess they could, but I'm sure that if I had to go to court, that is something that, like, wouldn't be an issue. But what I'm saying is, if I want to do something, it has to be as close to zero as possible, so that I no longer start to spread a lot of worry on what I'm doing. Basically, and I feel like it's important to say that, like, besides, like, a few tiny things, because... And those tiny things are, like, because like I like to look at my plushies. My plushies are a big thing for me because they're cool. They're like my little autistic thing. Occasionally Legos, not really that much. I get most of my Legos as gifts from people because people know what I like. But like, besides tiny little things, I don't really buy a whole lot outside of streaming. A good portion of what I buy, I have in the mindset of, this is for streaming. And I'm not trying to make it sound like that's a depressing thing, because it's not. It really is not. Streaming is my passion. It is what I want to be my work professionally. But right now, I cannot really justify future expenses for pretty much anything until I get more of a handle on things. And what would be... And the question would then be, how am I going to get a handle on this? Because, like, here's the thing. The job I currently work, I'll just be upfront and honest. I make $19 an hour, plus overtime, if overtime happens. And that is a decent amount. It's probably going to go up to $20 this year, because the place I work has, I guess, year-over-year dollar raises for everybody in the company, so that's cool. So I'm expecting it to probably go up to 20 this year. But it's quickly becoming an issue where right now I am just paying bare minimum on everything, and while paying bare minimum will eventually get all of my stuff paid off, it's going to make me suffer for many years, and I don't want to do that. So the next step in this is to look at ways of improving my financial situation. Again, I've been banking on streaming for the longest time in helping with that financial alleviation. And in some ways it has. Whenever Google AdSense pays me out, I do apply that to things like my car bill, and that does help. So if you're curious what your membership money goes towards, it helps me to pay down my new car faster that I shouldn't have bought, but it helps. I may put it towards the credit cards, because the credit cards are a little bit more of a concern. If I can get the cards, that's the thing. If I can get the cards paid off completely, I can breathe way easier. Because, like, the car is an issue, but the credit cards are an extra amount of money every single month that I would be fine with putting towards the car. I could get the car paid down way faster if I could take the money that comes from the cards and put them straight into the car. So, but yeah, that's kind of the situation. So, currently, I am looking at going into a trade. The place I work for, again, I'm not going to say who. Some people might have guesses if they really want to. I'm not going to confirm or deny, but, basically, the place I work for offers tuition for different colleges and schools, and they also offer trade courses. And I have always seen myself going into a trade as a backup plan. If streaming doesn't work, I've always said that I will go into a trade. And my mother has always been happy with me for that, because trades are trades are a thing that nobody will ever not need. You always need somebody to do electricity work. You always need somebody to do plumbing. You always need somebody to, there's a lot of different things that people will need forever. Like, robots will replace the artists. That's already happening. Don't go into graphic design. But you know what you can go into? You can go repair stuff, because robots can't do that very fast. Repairing things is a very intensive, in-person process. And that's not something that robots can take away very quickly. I don't think at least for 20 or 30 years can robots take away the ability to do a lot of things that humans can do. I don't think for a long time. They'll take away your ability to do art. They'll take away your ability to do maybe some basic sorting stuff in warehouses. But to repair pipes, to walk in there and repair pipes, I don't think an AI or a robot can do that for a long time. So I'm not worried about that. So I am going into a trade. The place I work for gives us a certain amount of money to go to school every year. I have signed up for a plumbing class or a plumbing trade, and it's going to take me 12 months to complete. So basically, I want to say probably starting in February of this year to February of next year, I'm going to be doing that. And then after that, we're going to evaluate what it will help me out with. I'm not quite sure. I know that it is some form of accreditation or certification. And after I get it, we'll kind of just go from there. So basically, I have a year to however much longer it will take to get that done. And a lot could change, honestly, in a year. In a year, I could... my financial situation could magically improve in many different ways. Who knows? Crazy things happen all the time, and so I'm willing to believe that it could change where I don't need to do that. But as of right now, I am going to do trade work, which I think is a very admirable thing to do. It's always been in the back of my head. I've always like said to myself, well, if I have to go get a trade, I'll be a plumber, I'll be an I've never really wanted to be an electrician, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I have always thought about plumbing and all of that kind of stuff, and I feel like I'm autistic enough to where it could work. So that is kind of like the life update. What's cool is the school I signed up for sends you a kit of tools. You don't actually have to go in person. You do it all on the computer. And I'm assuming they like have IRL examples that they probably want you to do. But for the most part, you are going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it at home, and it's not like a class where I have to sit in with people. It's just a do-it-yourself, which I was kind of surprised with. But I'm not going to say no, because I would prefer that. And the fact that they're sending me tools is great. It's really cool. But that's kind of what's happening right now. Again, I hope I'm not scaring people. I don't want to scare people. I need to make this known again. If you're watching this on the replay or whatever, I am not broke. I am not broke. I have made a few choices. I'm not even call them mistakes, because I haven't made mistakes. I have made investments. Investments can go wrong, or investments can be slow. It can be any which way. But I am not broke. I have money in savings that I would prefer not to spend, because it is money that I am saving for bad emergencies. But I am not broke whatsoever. I am just fine. This is just a life update for people, so that people know what to expect from me. So that is it for right now on that front. I do plan to give updates. Obviously, you know, barring that I don't share personal information, I want to give personal updates of like how the courses is doing. Maybe if I can get like, I am going to like eventually like do silly little art of me as a plumber, because that's what I want to take. I'm signing up for a plumbing course, so I'm gonna stick down to it. And here is my promise to you guys. Here is my promise. All right, I am not quitting streaming. I am not quitting streaming. I promise. I will not stop streaming. That is my plan. My plan is to only stream a couple. My plan is, at worst, reduce the amount of streams I do. You know, if I only do the podcast and stream one other day out of the week, you know, 2, maybe 3 times a week. I already kind of do that all on the reg. But if that's what happens, that's fine. But I am not planning to stop streaming. My current trajectory, my trajectory that I have going forward is thus. sorry, I'm adjusting things off camera. My trajectory is thus. I will continue streaming while I do this. I do not plan to stop streaming even after I become a plumber. But, or not even a but. I will not stop streaming after I become a plumber. And if streaming can become full-time, I will stop being a plumber to do it full-time. However, I am just, for the moment, until streaming takes over as a full-time thing, I am basically saying, okay, what are my options for more work? For better work? Because I would like to make more than $19 an hour. I feel like I've approached the point in my life, and I said this when I started my current job, because at my current job, you know, we got raised from 1550 to 17 to 19. When we went up to our current, when I went to my new job, I told them I am accepting no less than at least this much, because I'm worth at least this much. And my boss was like, I like that attitude. You are worth just at least this much. So I feel like I'm worth more than $19 an hour. However, I need to prove that and get a skill that allows it to be worth more. I've done some research in my area, and I can move if I need to find even better rates. But in my area and other areas, I'm looking at between $25 to $50 an hour for plumbing. Now, obviously, the better of a plumber you are, the more money you'll make. But that is what I'm looking at in terms of potential money per hour. And so, yeah. That is the plan. And when I become a plumber, I still plan to stream. The schedule will dramatically probably change right after I get my plumbing job, and we'll just go from there. We will just go from there. But yeah, that's not going to change. Me streaming isn't going to change because there's no need for it to. I think I can maintain working my full-time job, doing a coursework, and then doing this once or twice a week. Maybe even more. I mean, like, I already don't stream more than, at max, 4 days a week right now. So, you know, if I lose the Sunday stream, or if I have to forego something else, you know, that's fine. But, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done, because I believe that up till this point, I think I've been a little bit stagnant on myself. And I don't want to be anymore. I don't want to be anymore. I think I've been hoping and praying that things work out. And I don't want to just do that anymore. I want to move forward and do better. And you know, it is obviously terrifying. I'm gonna have to brush up on some school skills that I haven't done in a while. I know there's some math that I haven't done in a while that I'm gonna have to brush up on, and I'm gonna have to understand better. But that's not going to be an issue. Like, it'll happen, it'll get better, and we'll conquer. And if I have issues, my mom is used to teach me, so she can help me. But, like, none of that is a big issue. Yeah. That's the life update. It's nothing really scary. Like... that's a lie. It is obviously scary, you know. I'm approaching your late 20s. Obviously, I'm not going to say my age, but when you approach your late 20s, you know, you look at 30, and 30 isn't old. That's only like your third decade. But you approach your 30s and you say, and you have to start saying to yourself, am I in the spot that I need to be fine for, like, the next couple of decades? Because, you know, working where I work right now is fun, and it's fine, but it is not the edge of the ladder. It is the bottom of the ladder. And if I am not moving up on the ladder, then something has to change. So that I can continue to work and do good. So because of that, it's just, there was a realization that during this whole month where I've basically been saying to myself, I need to make some adjustments to make sure things work out. Because it would be it's irresponsible of me to look at where I am now and say I can just ride it out and hopefully something will get better. I can't do that. I have to rise above that and change the things that I can affect right now. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much me. It's kind of a crazy little thing. I want to say I wanted to do stuff with people. I feel bad that, and I did give notice, but I know that not everybody can show up at this time. But if you are able to watch the replay, please comment. Let me know what you think. I try to say it as often as I can, but I read people's comments, and they are pretty important to me. Your comments are pretty important to me, more than you might think. Excuse me. I do read every single comment. And they're very important to me. I typically try and make sure that I read them, because your comments do help me, like, maintain, like, I will just, like, barred from the comments where people are just being stupid. Like, barred from that, like, I think that I deeply appreciate everybody's comments, and they're very important to me. So, yeah. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just deep in thought right now. Adulting is hard. You know, when you have and I know not all autistic people are like this. I know a lot of them are, but not all. But when you're autistic, you live in kind of like a childlike, depending on how far along you are. You live in this childlike mentality most of your life until you can kind of like push it out of you and like act like an adult. And I've believed for the longest time that, like, my brain has been stuck as basically a teen or a late teen. With how I act, I feel like I'm stuck as a late teen sometimes. But I try not to. I try to be adult. I try and work with change. I try and let things happen the way they do. And I try and make sure that if things need to happen, I am ready to accept it. So regardless of, you know, my lack, I feel sometimes, I try to be I try to push past my limitations and be the best adult that I can be. Sorry, that sounds dumb. But it is true. I do work really, really difficult. Or very difficult. I work really hard to hard to be the best. And part of the reason why is just so that I can mostly for myself, and for others, like my mom. I just want to prove that... I just want to prove that I can do it, you know? That I'm a big person. You know, when I called her earlier today, I was like, hey, can I talk to you? I promise it's not serious. Well, it is serious, but I need to talk to you. We've already had some not rough talks, but like we've already talked about things. She was kind of worried. She's like, what'd you do? And I was like, I didn't do anything. But I might, like, become a plumber. And she's like, okay. Why? What happened? But yeah, like, that's, yeah, I don't know. So, I know that she supports me. I know that she's okay with this. I know that she's probably been worrying. Just like, gosh, I really hope Akko doesn't, like, need my help. Well, I know she hasn't really thought of it like that. But, like, I know that she's just been, like, worried about me. Which is fair. But... I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is... I'm very excited. I'm very excited to, turn this chapter. I'm very excited to turn this chapter and move on to better. Move on to bigger and better. I've always believed, even as a kid, that I wanted to do good things. I've always believed in, like, doing good for myself and for my... I've always believed in just doing good for me and my community. And I feel like this will help. Not that streaming won't, because streaming can still do good. I just need to not stress, have the stress of, like, oh crap, I have all these things that I need to pay off that I was dumb enough to do. And once I get those taken care of, thankfully it won't be that big of a problem anymore. Anyway, one of the things I'm gonna do... Well, there's a couple of things I'm gonna do, actually, that I need to, like, get rid of. Oh, my brain just died there for a moment. Hold on. One of the things I'm gonna do is reduce the amount of things that I'm subscribed to that I don't need. Because there's a lot of things that and I'm gonna go through them and figure out what I no longer need. But there's things that I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. I just get rid of them. I might... I might get... Well, not even might. I'm heavily considering it because it's $10 a month that I don't feel like I need. I don't need to fulfill this need anymore, is I guess what I'm saying. But I'm probably gonna get rid of my Twitter blue thing, at least for now. And I'm looking at the things I'm subscribed to that I was like, I don't need that. I think I have a Twitter subscription I need to get rid of. Like, I'm looking at them right now, and I'm just like, okay. What can I get rid of that I don't need? As I was away? You are fine, Spino. Don't worry, this stream will not go away. You will be allowed to look at it no matter what. That is not an issue. Anyway, I'm just talking about now where things go from here. I can't... How do I... There we go. Sorry, I have like a... I have an artist friend that I give some money to on Patreon, and I can't really afford it now. But, yeah, there's gonna be a couple things. You know what? I'll do it right now on stream. I'll get rid of my Twitter blue. If I can figure out how. Let's see. Can I get rid of Twitter blue on my phone? Premium. Subscription. Manage. I have to go to the platform in order to... I have to go to the website, but I'm on the website. Okay, hold on. Settings. Subscriptions. Oh, that's $8 a month. You know what? $8 is not... Well, it is and is not a lot. I don't know, Chad, what do you think? Do you think I should get rid of Twitter Blue? I kind of feel like well... I kind of feel like I should. Realistically... I don't know, I'll think about that one. I don't know. I'm getting rid of a couple other things, though. I'm kind of upset, because... YouTube Premium used to be $10, and then it raised its prices. I'm not getting rid of Premium. That's like one of the only subscriptions that I actively need. You don't want the fun drama? Yes. I want the fun drama. That's why I'm considering keeping Premium. Or Twitter Premium. I don't know. What do you think, little one? She's translating for me. Oh, she's adorable. I love it. I love the little gremlin. I'm gonna get rid of that subscription, though. There is a music service that I've been using, and it's really good music. But right now, $120 a year. Oh, I could use that on other things. It's the crunch, chat. Oh, there's some things that I'm gonna have to crunch on. What can I get away with on Restream? I know Restream allows you to do 5 channels at once. But realistically, I really only care about 2 of them. I'll take a look at that later. I'll take a look at it later. Anyway. Anyway. I apologize if this was a little bit boring. I did kind of want to talk about this. It looks like there's really only just 2 peeps tonight. I appreciate that. Believe it or not, that's a lot of people. There's more than I was expecting tonight, so you guys are awesome. Moving forward, I am wanting to do... There are videos that I want to do. There's Warframe videos I want to do. There's content I want to do. But like... And I will still do these member streams every month, for the most part. But it's gonna kind of continue in the same vein that it has been. Like I've attempted, I made a channel for reactions and stuff, and you know, it's a good channel, but I can't really pay to edit because I'm not gonna ask Tano to edit for free. That's like messed up. I want him to edit and make some money from it, even if it's not a lot. I told him, like, as we improve, I'll pay him more, but like, you know, if I can't pay him, I don't want to make the videos, so we're not going to have that happen. But videos will still be made. I have ideas for other stuff. It's just on my own time, basically. And streams will still happen. Streams will still be there. I still will do the podcast with Lumi and Mizu. That's the thing that has to happen. That's like very fun. Podcast is doing way better than I originally thought, so that's definitely still happening. But yeah. Right now I really don't know what the school schedule is really gonna look like, because even though I'm getting the tuition for free, they still haven't processed it yet. I'm guessing it's gonna happen on Monday or Tuesday. When that happens, I'm gonna put together a plan for getting work done and getting things done. When that happens, I'll have more updates. Until then, we're just gonna continue streaming as normal. So tomorrow we'll be doing Warframe Weekly Reset. A lot of people seem to like this is not something I didn't expect Reset to be so powerful, but people really like Weekly Reset. Like, it's one of my more popular things that I have done. Like, doing relics and stuff is always gets views, but like, let's see here. Weekly Reset, 245 views. Then the Gauss Prime was also pretty powerful, but Weekly Reset is high both times I've done it. And it's not necessarily like when I do the stream, it's like after. I don't understand it, but like, I'm gonna do it. So we're having Weekly Reset tomorrow. That'll be fun, and we will continue to do Warframe pretty much onwards. And other games that are similar to Warframe, the First Descendant is coming out later this year. I will be playing that when it comes out. If Destiny stops shitting the bed, I'll play Destiny a little bit as well. But yeah, yeah. WTF? What do you mean WTF? But yeah, that is kind of the plan moving forward. We will see how things are going to improve. Now, I originally planned for these streams to go for 1 to 2 hours. What I can do now is if people want me to look at stuff or talk about other stuff, we can do that. So, if you are in the chat and you want me to talk about something, I can talk about it. We can open it up and talk about it. There's a review from Game Reactor where they say Warframe will be a forgotten game made in 2014. I think I've seen screenshots of that one. That's a funny article. Especially considering... Actually, can I open up Steam charts? Oh, excuse me. Warframe. Look in Goobergen. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It's a funny article. It's very funny considering considering how good Warframe is doing now. Actually, Warframe's been going up in players recently. That's interesting. There. Look at this. So, let's see. December is when I started playing of 22. And moving all the way up here. That's interesting. The average has gone up. Well, it's kind of gone up and down. But this month is its, like, best month. Or so far, at least. Or this is the last 30 days. And maybe that could change for January when it's over. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know? I mean, like, okay. Let's pair it against something like let me see Destiny. Let me see Destiny. Oh gosh. Destiny is the same, if not worse. Oh man, Temp, I don't know if you're watching this, but holy crap. Obviously, this is when the new expansion came out. And Destiny, well, okay, Destiny is kind of going strong through April, May, June, and then in July, sharp drop-off. It picked a little bit up in September, and it's just gotten worse and worse. Wow. Compare with others. No? Oh, shoot. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do 1 year. Oh my god. Wow. Alright, this is Destiny from January 30th. I think... Yeah, so this is the peak. New expansion rolls out. Dives deeply down. Wow, that's crazy. And Destiny kind of maintains throughout the year, and then it sharply goes down, and it jumps up, and then it goes back down, and it's been down. Wow. This is January 27th, 2023 to January 27th of 24. Wow. And these games, while not 100% similar, are in the same genre. You want to guess which one is paid for by multiple people and has funding from quote-unquote funding from Sony? You want to guess which one? You want to guess which one? What's an all-time chart look like? Is this Destiny 2? Oh, that's interesting. Warframe's been around longer. Destiny definitely does have its spikes. That is crazy. That is really crazy. The fact that Destiny is, like, struggling to get next to a game... And this isn't a dig at Warframe, because Warframe is fantastic. If Warframe charged you, like... I don't know, if they charged you, like, $30 an expansion a year, I would do it. I would do it. $30 for the entire year for all of the updates? Hell yeah, I'd do it. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't, but I would. Because it's got that polish, in my opinion. But... Come on, Bungie. What are you doing? The Canadians are beating you out here. You're letting a bunch of Canadians make a game that's more fun. I mean, you got a great story. Don't let me lie. Story's pretty good, but like, how is that like not embarrassing? Like, if you're a Bungie employee, how is that not embarrassing? I'm gonna screenshot that. Because holy cow, that is just sad. I don't know what to think of that. Oof, I know, right? How you try, by the way. I don't know what to think about that. That's just like... I don't know, what could you... How can you think about that? That's just very... sad. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. How do you fix that, chat? Excuse me. You know what? Speaking of Destiny videos. Oh, man. I'm trying to think. There was a Destiny video where this guy was talking about the big problem that Bungie faces right now. And the big problem that they face is they have built an enemy so powerful. They have built a Thanos, basically, but it's not like the MCU where there's things that are worse than Thanos. Like the Witness is the Thanos for Destiny. The problem is, we don't know of anybody that's worse than the Witness because it's not built like the MCU. So, like, you know, once we beat him, awesome, but like, what happens after that? Are people gonna stick with Destiny after the final shape? I don't think they will. I'm heavily considering not doing it. And unless my friends want to stay after the year of the final shape, I'm not. Because I play that, because like, and people, I know sometimes one of my friends, like, well, not some, one of my friends rags on me for this, but I only play Destiny with my friends. I don't give a shit about it afterwards, because while it is fun, I already have a game that's like my Destiny, and it's Warframe. It's Warframe. Warframe is my Destiny, and so if my friends decided to stop playing Destiny, I ain't gonna touch it anymore. And I feel like the sentiment is very similar. And it's very depressing to see that, because, you know, you play games like Combat Evolved, or most of their Halo games even. And then you go to this. Very pretty, very beautiful experience. And, like, what happened? I know what happened. These people are just stupid. I don't know. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Is Destiny going to be removed from existence? Are we going to see it finish and then Sony is going to be like, we're going to shut that shit down? Maybe. Maybe. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. It would definitely not shock me. What's sad is I don't think it would shock anybody else either. Everybody basically is expecting it. Even some Bungie employees. Oh, man. When your own game studio people share in your demise. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. I don't know. Anyway, I'll give you guys a few more minutes, and if you don't got anything, I'll quietly end the stream. But if there's anything else you want me to talk about, you know, now is your time. If you want me to talk about anything specific, because these streams are basically private, minus you guys, I can talk about a lot of different things. So if you want me to talk about something cool, now is your time to do it. I wouldn't say that is the problem, as FF did just that and is successfully moving on to the next expansion. Well, okay, the problem, the thing is that FF basically like rewrote, well, they didn't rewrite anything, but FF basically said, okay, we're on our last throws here. Let's make a Realm Reborn. And Realm Reborn it did good enough. It did good enough. I think with Destiny, the problem is that there's nothing to do. Like, there's just nothing. So I don't expect it to go anywhere. Can we talk about Japan's low birth rate? Yes, move to Japan. Make baby. I'm not gonna move to Japan to make baby. Because I don't really, feel like I can afford that. But move to Japan, make baby. And let the world prosper with your baby. I think they're letting people come in now just to do that. You gotta drive home? You enjoy that. I don't know. The whole situation in Japan... I mean, like, here's the thing. It's not just Japan that's kind of suffering right now. China is doing that too. China is suffering too. China's like got nothing but old people. So they're telling people to have babies. But like, I don't know. I guess I could get like, I don't really want to get political, but like I could talk about more obscure things like that. I don't know, when it comes to Japan, I feel like part of the problem is isolationism. Is a man who actually got switched during his birth. Oh, that sucks. Oh man, that sucks. Did anybody ever think that they were switched at birth? Not me. Not me. My parents are both as dumb as I am. Now, okay, excuse me, let me rephrase that. My biological father is. Although he's dumber than me. If you think I'm dumb, you should just understand that there is somebody out there that's dumber than me. I don't talk to him anymore, though. Apparently he's doing horrible. Oh well. I don't wish pain on him. I don't really wish good on him either. It's kind of whatever. I don't know, but when it comes to the declining birth rates, I feel like there's a lot of isolationism that I see from Japanese people. They're very solemn people, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, they're all very committed, very, like, straightforward and stuff. But I feel like... oh man. There is a video, and I'm not gonna play it, because it will probably get me removed from YouTube for playing it. It's called Me, Me, Me. Let me see if I can... I'm gonna... Give me a moment. I'm gonna see if I can find it. The song is really good. The song will definitely get their video removed. Even if it's no monetization. But the song is about the problem with different substances affecting people in Japan. And I guess you could kind of apply it to everywhere else. But I feel like Japan is suffering worse than some other places. Me explained. Okay. Like, people have kind of given different interpretations, but like, basically, Me is about a guy who is stuck in his addiction. And you could like say whatever the addiction is. You can claim whatever addiction you want, because it can be any addiction. His is pornography. which I do know plagues a lot of different people in different ways. Real, it sucks. But that's his addiction. But it can be applied to anybody. And the whole song, is about him trying to escape it. And how it consumes him. Not only consumes him, but it tears him apart. Like, the whole story is about how he had a cute girlfriend, and he had a decent life, and I don't know if he cheated on her, or he just likes to do the gooning a lot more. But, like, he left his girlfriend, basically, or he let go of his girlfriend, and she was heartbroken by it. She was really upset by it. And the whole song is about how he feels haunted by that. And how he tries to escape it, and then he ultimately doesn't. And I'm not going to say that's the entire problem, because I'm not, like, an expert with economics and shit. But I do feel like that is part of the problem. But that's not just a Japanese thing. That's, like, becoming a worldwide issue. There is this issue of people becoming more and more, solitary. And it is kind of sad. And I... There's a lot of different complex issues that kind of lead to this. Because you're going to have people say, oh, how did we get to this place? How is it that we have so many people that don't want to interact with each other? Well, there's multiple different problems. One of the biggest problems is we pushed each other away. I would say that the internet is part of the problem. It's not the entire problem, but it is part of the problem. And I think as time has gone on, people have become more isolated. I do think that, like, families are a part of it. The will to have good, stable relationships is kind of eroding away, which is kind of sad. The will to be there and do good and be with your community is going away, and that's also really sad. And why do these things go? Because, like, why are these things going away? Because you have to think about it. I have to say 40 or 50 years now, because, like, the 70s were 50 years ago. The 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, you know, people weren't like this. You know, people did get divorces, but it wasn't like this. And I don't know how many divorced households exist in the US, but there are a lot. And that doesn't happen overnight, and that doesn't happen normally. So why does that happen? Why does it happen that you've got tons of people that can't stick together, they're having issues, and it's leading to unhappy, unsuccessful family lives? Because not only do you have the parents that leave each other, you have the kids that are forever broken by it, and it leads to broken children. I should know, I'm a broken child. I don't blame my mom for that. But it leads to situations where you've got broken people. And when you're broken, and you don't walk through it, and you don't internalize it, and you don't understand, shit's broken. And some people don't get a chance to recover. I also think that there is this weird, very, very weird, and again, people, if you want to say I'm tinfoil, you may if you want, but some of what I am saying is just kind of like based off of what I've sat back and observed. But there is a lot of mental illness that I don't feel like existed back then. Like, obviously, multiple different mental illnesses existed. And obviously, as time goes on, you're going to have things that weren't previously identified. I get that. But the amount of things that we're seeing is so much and almost terrifying to me that it makes me question why are we having all of these people that not only have autism, that not only have all of these other mentally eroding issues. Like, what is causing that? Why are we having people that just are being born or becoming broken? And I know it's not one single answer. It's never one single answer. If you try to ascribe a single answer to it, you're dumb, because not one answer goes to it. But I do sometimes, like, look around, and I am deeply concerned with why all of this happens. And the fact of the matter is, when you have people that don't engage, when you have these mental problems that push people away, you end up with tons of single men and women all over the world. You end up with broken families that don't know how to act. They don't know how to be with each other. You end up with all of these things that just turn into a cluster. And I was listening to a debate between Destiny and Ben Shapiro the other day, and I don't really like either of them. I think Destiny is way too weird for his own good. I think Ben Shapiro's a prick. But he said something that, like, I believe. He said something that I believe. Don't forget about social media. Social media is part of it. It is one of the problems. But I feel like social media would not be as much of a problem if people were more together. Because let me tell you right now, social media is only in a good... here, do you want to know the majority of people that use social media? Broken people. Alright? I'm just going to be honest with you. Broken people. The next is probably kids and single moms. And other people that use it for genuine purposes. Everybody else that uses social media is broken. Alright? I'm admitting I am a broken person that uses social media. If people weren't broken, I don't think social media would be as much of an issue. Like, people wouldn't be using it as much as they do. Because I see a lot of people that go on to the social media to seek validation, to seek answers to broken things in their life. I see it all the time. People can't tell me that I don't, because I see it. I watch it. I observe it. Like, that's the majority. The rest of the people are actual people that use it for its actual purpose. You know, little moms on Facebook or old grannies that want to talk to you. And that's, like, that's, the real purpose is to connect. But there is no connection on social media. And I realized this when I had a fight with people today. I realized this when I had a fight. By the way, chat. You want to see the fight I got into today? I'll bring this up. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm scrolling through here. I got into a fight with somebody today. Let's see if I can find it. I ended up muting this person, so I'm gonna have to dig a little bit, because I really do love it when there are people that are just kind of stupid. Here it is. Here it is, here it is, here it is. I'm gonna full screen this. So, this person, they're a child, right? They're 15 years old. Same exact, like, they go into the same group as the broken people, because children should not be on social media at all. All right, because you end up with more broken people. Children being on social media breaks them, because they're exposed to things they should not be exposed to. If you are, like, under the age of 13, you shouldn't be touching the internet, period. If you're over the age of 13, you should be okay with your parents making sure that you're not, like, talking to strangers that want to groom you. But, like, this person, and I don't even remember what the drama was from. I think it was, like, something related to a Hololive girl. But this person was like, don't engage with people who make videos and profit off of stuff. And I think they were basically saying, don't engage with people that... They were, like, getting mad at Kyo, who is another content creator that makes drama videos. And I think False, who I don't like, but... they were getting mad at them for making videos based off of this drama. And I saw a whole lot of people talking about it. My response... Excuse me. My response is, do you feel the same way about the news? I'm gonna scroll up there because that was yesterday's stream. Do you feel the same way about the news? Because that's what the news is, because that's true. The news, and this is another, like, little problem. There's another little problem here, chat. The news is not full of quote-unquote reputable individuals. If you think that Fox, CNN, you know, name any news organization that's bought and paid for by some rich guy, they are not, like, they are there to make money. They don't care about telling the news. In fact, they are very bad at telling the news. Oftentimes, they are wrong telling the news. And I don't even trust... I just don't trust people when it comes to the news anymore. Regardless. At all. Like, if somebody is trying to tell me the news, do you know who I'd rather hear it from? I'd rather hear it from Tim Pool. Because he is literally the most milquetoast center of center guy ever. Or from multiple different sources. I would rather hear it from people that, like, literally... are not paid for by gigantic individuals. I would rather hear it from them. Because the news is only there to sell you things and fulfill the purposes of the people that own them. And so I basically told them, you realize that the news is exactly the same. And they kind of got into a back and forth with me. And other people started to chime in. And this whole conversation just, like, really made me think, because I realized, you know, doing this, and I'm not going to promise I won't do this again, because it's kind of funny. Mizu does this all the time, by the way, and he's funny when he does it. I'm not funny when I do it. I kind of go back and forth on being serious and joking. But I realized that fighting with these people literally just does nothing but kill my time. Because they are not smart people. I don't want to say that. That's kind of mean. What can I say? Low information people. They're low information voters, I guess you could say. Low information. They are not... Ow. Ow. They are not educated enough to understand that what they're saying is a pile of shit. Either that or they're just kids, like the person that tweet came from. When I realized... Because I didn't realize they were a kid off the bat. If I realized that, I wouldn't have even tweeted at them. Because I don't believe in talking to children on Twitter. Like, if I know you're a child on Twitter... You are not only are you not getting followed by me, but I will not talk to you. Like, the only exception is if you draw and you produce a product, and that the only time I will talk to you is if I want to buy the product from you. And everything will be kept to the production, the obtaining, and the sale of said product. Other than that, I don't talk to kids, because you shouldn't talk to kids on the internet, period. The only kids you should really talk to are ones that are part of your family, or ones that you're teaching or guiding. I don't talk to kids. I don't, period. It just bothers me. I guess if kids are in your YouTube comments, that's a little different, but... Like, beyond that... I mean, I guess talking to kids in YouTube comments is okay, because that's a little bit more recorded. YouTube can see that if they really want to. But that's like a different thing. But what I'm trying to say is... Oh, the dog's barking. Not mine. My roommate's dog. They like to do that, by the way. If you're ever curious. Not my dog. But I don't like to talk to kids on Twitter. It's not only is it a waste of time, but it makes me feel weird. And so I tend to mute them and not talk to them. But those are basically like the two groups of people that you, well, not the only ones, but those are two groups of people that I just don't interact with. Stupid people, or low information voters, and kids. Because all of them are broken. Well, the kids aren't, but the kids will be if they maintain staying there. But like, they're all just broken, being there and surviving there. And that contributes. That contributes to the mindset that I see out of people. And I want to make it perfectly clear, I want to make it abundantly clear, that I do not believe this is the majority at all. I don't believe the majority of people are destroyed or fucked up. I think this is a very small group of people that exist. Because I've said this before, and I will maintain that the majority of the world is full of people that just want today to be like yesterday and tomorrow to be like today. And they do not care about anybody else and what they're feeling. And so because of that, because they do not care about you, they live normal lives. Alright? I'm gonna tell you right now, if I wasn't on the internet, if I didn't stream, I would be one of those people. I have intentionally decided to be on the internet because I enjoy interacting with people and I enjoy creating. But if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be doing any of this. I would probably already be a plumber or electrician or something with my hands, because I like working with my hands, I realized. Glad I noticed that earlier. But most people don't act like this. Most people are normal. Most people are normal human beings. Most people don't even give a shit about politics. That's one thing that, like, really bugs me. Most people don't give a shit about the two-party system. You know what they care about? Their gas bill and their groceries. Most people literally only vote based off of who they feel is going to lower and give them more money. So the next time you think about like who's winning or something, you have to wonder like just how normal people are thinking. Obviously there's other things that kind of go into that bullshit, but again, that's politics. I can't be asked with politics. But like, most people are normal. Most people act like normal people. You've got just a small subsection of the internet, or just of the world, excuse me, where people act like this. Like freaks. Twitter freaks is what I guess you call some of them. But it's only a small portion. But it's enough. Like, just going back to the because we were talking about birth rate problems. It's a crazy topic to evolve from. Thanks, Spino, for that. But like, evolving from that, I feel like all of it just kind of contributes into this big problem of broken families, broken homes, broken people. And when you have all of those products together, a lot of people suffer. A lot of people suffer, a lot of institutions and a lot of things suffer, and society starts to have issues. I personally don't feel like it's like, I guess, obviously I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's in the we are fucked situation. That makes sense. Because I think just enough people are still normal that the world isn't royally destroyed. But how do you fix that? There's a lot of different things that I've always thought of. Turn off the computer, first off. Well, obviously you can have it on, but, like, don't make it your entire life. Unless you're stupid and crazy like me. And you do it for fun. You wanna know a fun fact? When it comes to the drama stuff, I've thought about this a lot. When it comes to the drama stuff, I only tell that because that's fun, and the other crazy people like me like to see it. No normal person... Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Normal people care about drama, but, not in the way that I do. Not the way I do. So, yeah. If you wanna fix society... if you want to fix society, you have to fix yourself first. Here's... Actually, you know what? Here's how you do it. If you want to help society out, fix yourself first, move on to your family, and then your community, and move on from there. Like, if you can improve your life and your community, you're already on the way to having a better society as a whole. Already way vastly better. I give credit to China, they put a timer on games or social media. I don't know if that's honestly helping them enough. Or just helping in general. I don't know. China's big problem right now is, it's still communist. I know some people like to pretend that it's not, but China's still a communist country. And communism doesn't thrive. I don't want to get into politics, but communism doesn't thrive. That's one thing I've never really understood about people. Like, I've seen a lot of people like, oh, communism works, we just have to do it this, and this, and the entire... You wanna know what the big root issue is? The big root problem with communism is humans suck. Alright? Humans suck. We are bad people. By heart, we are in the middle, in terms of alignment, I guess you could say. People can be good. However, the inherentness to do bad is high enough that I would not trust communism ever. Never. So China's problem is just that they've got that. I don't know. I think that, like, they do some things that I think are better. Like, they have a big emphasis on the family, and I think that they're doing better than most, but they've got their own problems. They don't have a lot of kids. China's problem is, they kept everybody from having kids, and now they need kids. Now they're encouraging people to have kids. Well, it's a little too late for that. You've got a very old population. Not only do they have that as an issue, they have a housing crisis. Or not just a housing crisis. They got people that refuse to pay for houses because they don't have them yet. Because if you don't know, in China, one of the biggest signs of success is to own a house. Well, I mean, lots of places would consider that. But in China, one of your best assets is your house. And so they have an issue right now where they have a ton of people that are paying for houses that don't even exist yet. And people have decided to stop paying for things that they don't have. So, you know, China's got their own problems. Chinese girls are kind of your type. Chinese or Asian. There's only slight differences between specific Asian types. Some more than others, but a lot of Asians have a similar character. Somebody's gonna call me fucking racist for that. It's not racist. They all came from a different line at one point, and then they branched off. It's not racist to say they have some similar looks to them. It's just called genetics. But yeah. But anyway. I don't know, yeah, that's kind of how you, if you want to solve it, you have to solve the family problem first. If you can solve the family problem, the birth rate shit will be fixed too. All from the same original tree, but spread out? Exactly. Exactly. I don't know. Oh man, wow, it's almost been 2 hours. I'm happy that we've been able to extend it that long. I hope even though there's limited audience, I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you are watching on the replay again, leave a comment. I want to know what you think. Again, I do plan on doing this again, and I will work on the thumbnail for the next one right after this. The next time I do a member stream will be February 24th. Because it is the last Saturday of the month. But yeah, I do apologize about not playing games. The only problem is I want to play things with people. It's just if it's limited, I don't feel like people will have fun. So, you know, in lieu of that, I'm fine with talking about things that people want to talk about. Temp, I know you're in chat somewhere. Do you want me to talk about something fun or interesting? You have fun things that you want me to talk about occasionally. You typically have fun. It's a more unbound stream, I guess, so you could ask me weird things, I guess. Or I don't know if that's try in chat. Who knows? If you're in chat, you can ask me a question. We'll let this go. I'll go for another 7 minutes at minimum, and then, and we'll kind of just slow down from there. Bad at finding topics, that's fine. That's why Temp, maybe, is in the chat. Yeah. It's an interesting second hour. I'm curious. Will it let me redirect on a video like this? It will. Oh, Rosa's streaming. Awesome. When I'm done streaming, you guys will go over to my good friend Rosa. She's a snack. You know what? Good time to ask. What do people think of the model changes? The mouth... I've gotten some, like, mouth changes. And it's obviously still... like... work in progress. But, you know, I'm gonna go? Alright. But, like, I'm just curious what people think. People haven't told me they hate it, so I'm just gonna assume that because you don't hate it, that you like it. But you know, I could always be wrong. Anyway, I think that's a good sunset point. I think we did good talking tonight. If you got through the stream, if you were a member watching the stream over, I appreciate you again. Leave me a comment. I like reading them a lot. I check my app every day for new comments, so just know I read them. I even read the hate ones. I try to respond to the hate ones and be silly about it. So... excuse me. I think this is a good point to stop. So anyway, thanks everyone for being here. Until next month's members only stream. Yeah,